Well, good morning everybody, this is DearMamaSal and it is 10 degrees Celsius, which would make it about 50, I believe, in Fahrenheit. And it's looking very stormy again, and I'm still not wearing my raincoat. So I hope you all had a good evening or day or whatever it is when you listen to this. I've been really trying to keep up with everything that's going on. I'm less than a week away from, well, in fact this time next week I'll be at VidCon, or I'll be at the day before VidCon. So that's very exciting, and I've just realized I haven't seen the email that they normally send that gives me my barcode that I can get in with. Maybe I just missed it. I'll check. So I've got a bigger issue going on, as you know, which is that I'm going to be retiring in just over a month now. And they still haven't been able to find anybody suitable. So you can imagine that's not only very stressful for me, but also very stressful for those that will be left to try and cope without me. Now that makes me sound very grandiose, and I don't mean that, but what I mean is that, you know, it's already very overwhelming at work, and so it's going to be difficult. It looks like I will have at best a few weeks to train somebody, not a few months. And I know that this is not my problem, as people keep telling me, but it's so heartbreaking because of my colleagues that I work with, because I know it's leaving them in a very difficult position. So I guess they all thought it would be really easy to find somebody suitable. Now, it's not that there aren't plenty of people applying for the post, but people applying and people suited to what they need and personality-wise and everything else may be a different problem. So it's very difficult to stay outside it, and it's very difficult to stay outside the judgment of it as well, because, you know, you're bound to automatically talk in terms of, well, they should have, but, you know, they didn't, and there was good reason. So now it's just a case of how do we best cope with the situation we've got, and that is extremely difficult. Because quite honestly, I had hoped that my last few weeks would be my least stressful weeks. You know, that I'd have somebody trained by now, and so I could sort of rock back and not worry too much. All right, you're not going to believe this, but I have a lady next to me who is dressed as a clown at this time of the morning. Oh, and gosh, her car has got eyelashes on it too. I think she is a clown. I think her way of advertising is to actually drive around in her outfit. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Walk your talk. However, it was just a little bit of a shock to me at this time of the morning. I'm going, it's not Halloween, is it? My first thought was, it's not Halloween, is it? Yeah, and then my second thought was not quite as kind. And then I realized the writing on the car. And then everything was okay again. Oh, I'd love to be perfect, but I really am not. So I'm now driving behind a really nice RV motorhome. And I'm obviously going to need to get out from behind this thing before I hit the upcoming hill. I'm looking for escape routes here at this point. Well, mind you, it's a dirty, great engine in there as well, now that I think about it, but even so. It's a great day to be driving an RV. Not too hot. Well, not hot at all, now that I look at it. We've got another day of... Why don't you move over to the right, sir, so I don't have to undercut you? Yes, he listened to me. How about that? Or she. Don't let me be sexist here. Well, that didn't gain me a whole lot of room because apparently the person in front of the RV has got a pedal car. We're already at Wednesday, and for those of you who know, Wednesday is my Friday. Because I don't work Thursday. So I was talking about VidCon. It's going to be a busy week for me from between now and then. I've just realized that I will need more meds when I'm gone. I thought I had enough, but I don't think I do. And then I phoned my doctor yesterday to see if I could get in to get more medication. And the interesting thing is that my doctor's been away, and therefore getting in to see him in a hurry is not easy. So I think tonight or tomorrow I may just go visit my pharmacy and see if they can give me 2 weeks supply. 1 week for VidCon and 1 week to get my next appointment. So that I don't have to worry about it. My problem is the only day that he can see me is Thursday, which is tomorrow, and they said he's fully booked, so I need to come at 3 o'clock and just wait, and it'll be a very long wait. Well, that's fine, except I've got a very important dinner, a celebration dinner that I have been invited to, and I need to be there by 5:30. And so, as you can probably imagine, that is troubling, extremely troubling. So I think I will go. Tonight I'm going to get out my meds and count and see if I'm inclined to keep, as you can imagine, I'm inclined to keep emergency pills, but I've been using them. And I'm not sure if I've got enough for 2 weeks. But if I've got enough for 1 week, then I definitely will go and get another week from the pharmacy. And all they'll do is when they actually do fill the prescription, they'll take back a week's worth. That's how it works, so that's good. So what words of wisdom can I give to you today? I'm trying very hard not to mention the top point of the news, and I think that's clouding my mind at the moment. And so I'm going to talk about it because obviously I keep thinking how absolutely devastated it must be if you take your child out for a little walk in Disneyland and an alligator comes and takes your child. I just cannot imagine, you know, the absolute horror of that. And horror for the rest of your life. You will see that for the rest of your life. I cannot imagine how you live with that reality. And we all know there was no way that anybody could have expected that. But these things happen. And so I keep thinking to myself, I just hope that they get enough counseling and help to be able to cope with this devastation. I cannot imagine what it must have been like as a father to rush in to try and save your child from alligator and fail. Ugh, horrific. And there's another part to this, and I don't want to overdo this bit, but I want to move on to the point that you have to wonder about Florida at the moment, and particularly Orlando. And you're going, by how much press are they going to have? It seems like everything seems to be happening in Florida and, you know, within that area. And it's just like, wow. Public relations nightmare. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean to equate the death of a child and a public relations nightmare. That's not my intent here. My intent is merely to talk about how many things have happened in the last couple of weeks. And, you know, that is a major tourist area. Is this all going to affect their livelihood? How many businesses will go out of business because people will stay away? How many people will cancel their plans because they didn't realize that there are alligators in every bit of fresh water in Florida? They were all blissfully unaware until this moment. And I just keep thinking how many people with small children will change their plans. How many people with dogs who never really thought about it will change their plans. And yet if you hear what everybody's saying, yeah, alligators are nocturnal animals. They are not animals that come out during the day. They come out at night. Or they lie in wait at night, not during the day. So the whole thing is that everything is... chances of being zapped with an alligator are probably very, very slim to none during the day. But it's like, I keep thinking it's a bit like a water hole in Africa. You know that all the animals are going to come to a water hole at sunset. And if you know that alligators come out to feed on small animals, and they do so at night, then again, be safe. Don't let your child play near a body of water at night if you're visiting there. And in fact, don't let anybody. So this has been a big week. Talking about safety. Don't mean it to be a downer vlog. I just needed to talk about that. So here's the point of the day, which is life sucks some days. And yes, there are days when listening to the news you go, I don't believe this is another thing happening, which I must admit. I actually had my television on at the time that it happened. I had had reason to be awake at that time that it broke, the news broke, and it was just like, wow, horrifying. So sometimes days are difficult, and I'm sure that people will be talking about it at work, and therefore I am prepared to just say, yes, it is horrible, and then move on and try not to let it affect my day too much. Incredibly stupid person right in front of me. Alright, everybody, so make the best of today. That is the best advice I can give you today. Make the best of it, whatever it is. I'm going to do that. This is DearMamaSal saying bye-bye for now.